But apart from that, what do you think? What's the idea behind the Pugna? Because you played a lot of Pugna. Do you feel like he's going to do a lot of work here in this game?
I'm not really sure. I don't really like the Pugna here because they don't really have any intelligence hero. Like you usually want to pick Pugna when they have a one intelligence hero. But
yeah, so the ward actually does a lot of work.
Yeah, and like they have a vengeful spirit who can swap someone out, or Mirana can just jump out of it, right?
I really like that Spectre ban. There wasn't really a great answer for. The only thing would have been to try and pressure super early.
I agree with that.
I think that they were like trying to hope on that for a get agile free card.
And they need a last hero right now for VP to create a win condition for them. From what I see right now, I don't feel like they have any clear direction to win the game. It's difficult for them to push. I'm not sure if they're going to do too well in the lanes. The Ursa and Tiny is going to get kited by the Banner and the Ice Armor. And Mirana is also a hero that can run around the team fights with a leap and avoid the Ursa.
What do you think about a Huskar as the last pick?
But they don't really have the overall last pick though, so
oh yeah, that's a good call.
I'm not too sure about that. Like we always talk about when you come to this junction, the 9th pick, you always pick something general, not something that will win the game. That's why it's difficult to be in this situation here with the first 4 opening picks of VP.
So it sounds like VP needs a hero that can basically do everything based on what you guys have told me. Well, there is the Storm Spirit ban. Obviously, having just faced that as well, several reasons.
Well,
to take
I definitely think the Ursa or the Tiny, one of these 2 heroes has to be a support.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you like something like a Bloodseeker here?
I don't think you're going to be able to harass enough to get him a big advantage in the mid lane. I don't think he does enough mid game either.
Wyvern. When are you look a little concerned?
Very concerned.
There can still be Wyvern position 3, so
yeah.
Like, Wyvern is usually really good against a lot of physical damage such as Mirana and Vengeful Spirit.
Yeah, it's great against the Venge, the Aura, but does it solve their problems? I'm not too sure about that. Does it cover all the bases here? Maybe like you mentioned, because of the possibility of the Wyvern being switched to the off lane, so they would decide after EG's last pick what to do with this pick.
Oh, so favoring the flexibility a little bit more than was covering all their bases right now.
I mean, it's a hero that also helps to enable the one of either the Ursa or the Tiny to go into that support position as well if it is going to be a 3-position Wyvern. So they can both sort of get their farm in that laning stage. It's still just scary though, because it means you're kind of relying on this Pugna to go off, and that's a scary hero.
Coming out for Evil Geniuses. There you have it. The draft is done, and is perhaps a little bit of concern still for the Virtus Pro side.
Another problem now.
I actually don't like the Alchemist pick here because the Pugna is really good against the Alchemist in the laning and in the game. So.
All right, so maybe it could be seen as a win for Virtus Pro as well, that they don't need to fear it as much, you're saying.
I feel they have enough to hold off the Pugna from pressuring them too much, and the Elk will be able to farm, and maybe they would not even, the Elk wouldn't even have time to be the problem. The other heroes would be already the big problem for VP.
Yeah, I mean, that was a concern here on the panel as we were going through the draft. Well, ladies and gentlemen, game 2 is about to go underway. You see the man himself walking out of the booth. It's going to be Casey with Boba.
Hi, Boba. How's it going?
Hi.
All right, so we saw your draft there. We were very curious, especially when we saw how the draft went with the first game. How much do you structure things around Sumail's comfort level with a hero?
I mean, Sumail's probably like one of his best heroes. It just looked like a good game, and he wanted it, so just pick it for him. Usually he gets what he wants.
Yeah, we figured that.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people really understand how much work goes into preparing for these as a coach. Can you give us a little bit of insight about your preparation?
We usually spend a lot of time doing it. It's definitely like the groups, not as much, but these games, like all the teams have so many games, so we definitely prepare. I think all the teams here as well, like LGD, Liquid, all of them, we spend like all day kind of doing it. So, and then usually we take some rest time, but yeah, it's like hours and hours.
Well, we'll see how it pays off today. Thank you so much for taking the time, and good luck to you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you very much, Casey, and thank you, Boba, for that insight. Ladies and gentlemen, Game 2 is about to go underway. Evil Geniuses leads 1-0, and to bring you the action, we have Odie Pixel and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Joey. Yes, Game 2, and it's all about to kick off. We've got a bit of a change-up in the draft. That Alchemist last pick here for Sumail. The panel seemed pretty confident. March sort of questioned a little bit. Do you sort of agree with March that there could be laning issues perhaps against the no-on Pugna?
I think there could be some. but they do have... I've seen this, I've seen this Veno a bunch of times versus Ursa and versus Tiny. It can be pretty devastating if they aren't able to get off the bat well in the laning phase. Because this hero, this Banana Man, these Plague Wards, they are super annoying to play against. Because Ursa and Tiny are all about to just get... Oh my god. They
go for fly.
Sumail joins in. Now Crit joins in too.
My goodness.
So yeah, this Veno can cause huge problems for Tiny and Ursa. They're those heroes that want to jump in, they get a kill, and they try to get out and re-engage afterwards, or just keep doing that rampage of killing heroes. While the versus a Veno, you can just get stopped in your tracks versus that quite heavily. So it can be a bit of a problem. I think this Pugna is extremely important for VP, and we do see the lanes coming out. They're actually putting Ursa mid versus that Alchemist, which is a great matchup for Ursa. Ursa can actually get several kills onto that Alch if he's not careful.
30 seconds to battle.
EG with the smoke. Doesn't look like they'll quite find anyone, no one. See how far he comes away from his tower. Be careful.
Deep breaths.
Will he head round to look for the rune? How patient will EG be? Looks like he'll be alright. He knows. He's playing patient.
They saw absolutely nothing bottom. Like, they put a ward down to block the camp. Solo's even positioned there too with Pasha, and they see nobody. They know something up. It's too bounty.
So making this lane change, as you say, well, this is VP just getting the even better matchup in that mid lane.
This is
the Ursa and the Alchemist, and what no one should do fine on this top lane.
Yeah, they've got the double range to deal with the Pugna. I think that's why they picked this Pugna, is to actually have it for the matchup versus the Venomancer rather than versus that Alchemist. The Ursa has, like we said, a great matchup versus
Solo
kills. And
looking for the Courier Snipe. They will start to micro back, but Solo doesn't get the second right click in. Can't quite find it, so heads up play there from EG, keeping their eyes on the Courier, ready for Solo to make that move.
He was smoked as well. Someone had eyes on that Courier. Someone knew that was going to be happening there.
The bottom lane, the last but not least, the Artesian Crit, Mirana and Venge versus Solo Bane, Pasha, Tiny.
Ramses is trying to keep the pressure on, gets the double wave going because he blocked it under his tower, and now he's already level 2. He's actually just trying to zone Sumail off of this first creep wave.
Just spamming that Earth Shock there to threaten the chance of getting those Fury Swipes stacked up on Sumail.
Even popping the early glyph under the tower just to keep diving at him as we see Sumail. He's getting chased out a bit here, and Ramses prioritizing to get those denies. But already boots this Ursa.
This is how he does hit. Sumail with the acid spray, starting to find a decent amount of CS back in return. Very nicely done here underneath the tower. Sumail, much getting them all there.
It's very important for him to get all the last hits possible every time he uses that acid spray, so that Ramses can't actually bully him out with the Earth Shock.
Side. Level 2 now hit between the two of them. Arteezy, put onto Solo. Starting to harass back the Bane top lane. A bit of an attempt onto no one. He's got the self to crepify. He is fine for now. Shove the wave out. Just still in a manageable position just outside his tower range.
Roger's here.
Do have the Fury Spike stacking up. Sumail goes to the concoction play, but he's going to end up going down as Roger with the Splinter.
That was a very nice rotation there by Roger. He actually pulled, connected, and then just immediately started running to the mid lane to set up that gank.
Straight down bottom VP. Looking for a secondary play here. They're on to Crit.
Arrow connects.
He's going to be able to turn around and deal with that long stun from that arrow from Arteezy. Pasha, he'll pop the stick charges. Crit does fall. Pasha gets taken down in return. Arteezy jumps forward and finds himself the kill. Solo is trying to chase down this Mirana.
He's got a Nightmare.
He does. He should be able to find this with the right clicks that he can still offer up through that Nightmare. Solo gets the double kill. But the Magic Missile, Wave of Terror, comes out for Crit. He's back in Solo. Has a Brain Sap. Will start to back himself away. Pasha with the Avalanche, stunning Crit and keeping Solo safe. Solo gets away with the play.
Having so many wand charges, so many stick charges because of the Wave of Terror spam. As we see, Sumail is bullied out of the lane entirely as Ramses is 18-5 to the third. Wow.
Top lane, no one did get gone upon, but had the poison on him. Roger was able to get the deny. Bottom lane, Solo will do the classic, get himself instantly sort of healed back up and back to the lane. Only gives a very small amount of gold. Even though it says 134 each, it's actually 134 split between the entire team, so not much gold given at all.
Yeah, we saw players doing that a lot as Undying in particular. during the group stages. Is if it's the best thing. You have to do it and make sure that nobody can kill you. Because if somebody's inside that kill range, then it's absolutely not worth it. But you don't want to suicide through neutrals. The timing is not worth it. You could have just walked back to base if you do.
Top lane, S4. Decrepified, no one gets another blast in. S4 falling incredibly low here. Roger coming in as well from the sideline. The Splinter Blast finishes off S4. No one pops the stick charges. Another blast onto Fly with his own stick, keeping himself healed up. Will be able to take down no one. But Roger, final Splinter Blast cleans up a double. As both of the side lanes we're seeing VP supports picking up double kills. Bottom lane, Nightmare was there, just get taken off. So RTZ's save, crit turns with the magic missile onto Pasha. Arrow follows in as well. Do they have the right clicks to do it? RTZ's got to be careful. Pounces away. Very low on that Mirana as he will be able to pop a salve in the trees.
This is the lane that's going the best at the moment. Being able to actually keep themselves pretty decent because they have this double ranged versus smaller range of the Bane and the Tiny. And Sumail does find himself a regen to hold the farm inside that jungle.
And again, the magic missile. The arrow to follow up. RTZ able to keep himself out of range of the avalanche, but the toss indeed means they're going to get the kill on crit, and RTZ can't quite find Solo. The Nightmare setup's there, get him put to position to buff for more right clicks, and RTZ does not have leave for a couple of seconds. There's the toss from Pasha, right click from Solo as Pasha and Solo clean up once again on the bottom lane.
And that's where you can put the curse in. Give them a little bit of praise. They get killed by VP.
7 for 3 now. Still very close in front. That mid lane, as expected, the Ursa. Ramsey's having the freest farmers of his life here. 5 minutes in, 31 for 14. Sumail, he has to do this. He has to go to the jungle. He cannot contest this Ursa at the moment, 1v1. It was bottom lane. Again, the setup, the missile into the arrow. Pasha, can he play his way out of this one here? He's got the toss back. RTZ won't look for him. The wave of Terror not enough to bring him down as Pasha can keep himself alive, and indeed Solo and Roger converging from both sides of the map here to come into the jungle of Evil Geniuses. Find Sumail. Sumail has the concoction turn, gets the stun off, and Sumail will go down. Solo,
Roger's taking the tower.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful here. Solo and Roger, I'll tell you what, they're going to die together. Or at least Solo will. Does Roger want to go down with me? He says, screw it, I can't live without you, as he'll let himself fall to the creeps as well. They die together.
You see the build that Roger went for too. They recognize that they can actually go for these aggressive plays if they go for something like this with the phase boots on this Winter Wyvern.
On mid lane, suddenly, there's a Tiny hit. Comes in with the combo on Sumail. Sumail does have the concoction, gets out to Ramsey. Ramsey's there with the enrage, has the damage to find the kill. Now looks towards Fly, the tree being thrown in, but the tower is hitting onto Ramsey's. Will be able to de-aggro it onto the creep wave. The VP stepping up their play here in game 2 and making some fantastic movements, some excellent support play in these side lanes, and already with these very early rotations. Bottom lane Solo gets gone on. The magic missile into the arrow, but RTZ jumps forward with Starfall. Doesn't get the 2 hits onto Solo, so the burst isn't quite there. Solo turning around with the Nightmare. Pasha in with the combo, on top of crit, avalanche into the toss. Crit's gone. RTZ still trying to find Solo, but he can't quite get the right clicks in as Solo will survive. Roger again with these plays, setting up for more and more action as he catches out S4.
They've got 11 kills already. They're just non-stop making this aggression on the map with the lane setup that they did. They've got it exactly what they wanted. Only a 1k advantage still though with that gold. As we see, the Alchemist is only...
It's the power of the Alchemist, the fact that that net worth isn't that different. If Sumail was not on an Alch here, you're seeing that lead being about a 4k at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, he is level 5 and the Ursa is almost level 8. So that is the big disparity there. It's coming in through that experience.
Look at this positioning from Roger. He's on the high ground, he's behind them all. Fly and Sumail will head up here. Roger starting to get hits onto Fly. This is going to allow the slow to set up for Ramses to come in. Closes the gap on Fly. As his sprays pop down, they have got the concoction from Sumail, holding back Ramses temporarily. But Roger and Ramses, they're chasing. How far do they want to dive? Do they want to go into a tier 2? Doesn't look like it. Fly will turn with a blast, and Roger and Ramses hold themselves back from that chase. Sumail is able to get a bit of space back in the mid lane, with Ramses' interest being pulled elsewhere.
S4 is getting probably the most space out of all this on the side of EG because of all the movements that are coming out from the sports. He's actually up top at level 6 already since he's had that Lich denying the majority of the wave to get that bonus experience. And Sumail now is level 6, so a bit safer for the Alchemist. So 4 to 11, but a less than 1k gold advantage and only a 500 experience advantage as well. This Ursa is quite enabled as he has that level advantage over the Alchemist still. But the gold, Sumail, 0-3, pretty much the same net worth as this Ursa.
He is an Alchemist. So it could be argued that he would want to be ahead at the moment. And Ramses, the fact that he's keeping up with an Alch, it's great news for VP and bottom lane Solo. Just with a Nightmare. Toss and combo from Pasha. Bursting crit down very low as crit will turn with the magic missile. Pasha, can he get the kill? He'll grab himself a tree crit, keeping himself well away from this Tiny. Top lane, TP out is attempted by S4. Ooh, he doesn't make it! The suck is too strong from no one. As S4's taken down, mid lane Sumail's got the backup of Fly, so Ramses won't be able to play too aggressive. But so many kills here for VP, 12-4.
Pugna being in a lane where there's no disable, he can actually just always go for those free life drains in those situations. And Ramses is continuing the pressure, wants to try to take out this tower to be able to keep that momentum going so they can go for the dives onto Sumail as they have that deep vision that they placed earlier. And it was not actually found. The sentry was off the mark.
But look at this. Dota Plus, it likes the Alchemist.
It likes the late game, I think.
That's what it does.
No one now getting some space to put pressure on the tower. So mid tower and top tower, VP being successful at putting the damage in on that. Great time in this lane.
Playing incredibly chaotic and fast-paced here, but EG, as you say, they are still keeping the core. They're getting the farm on Sumail.
They are losing, losing map control, not losing towers, but they're losing it in the, that they can't match the pressure of the heroes that VP has at the moment. So the bounty runes, those are coming up in the Moonlight Shadow. EG, they're looking to set up for some kills.
See if they can set up onto Ramses. Ramses is going to get magic arrow. The arrow perfectly done by Arteezy. He connects onto the Ursa. Ramses is gone. The Moonlight Shadow catching him off guard.
So they'll get a kill and they claim one bounty at least, but VP will claim the other three. Sumail though, 600 ahead of the Ursa now. That ticking time bomb.
Starting that climb, 1700 gold on towards the relic. Solo will head into the mid lane, look to pick up that experience and get him over to level 6. So he has that Fiend's Grip ready, so make the aggressive plays that the team needs to do so. They do still have that ward down here, keeping tabs on Sumail. The dream for VP, of course, would be able to find somewhere to wrap around in the jungle and get on top of the Alchemist before he sort of hits these first crucial timings like that relic.
They still do have decent amount of burst to deal with the Alch though, once he does get that. Sure, he's going to have the Radiance, but they've got Tiny, they've got Pugna. These two heroes can dish out very high damage in a short period of time. Ramses does find an invis rune, but he's under a sentry. He actually...
Sumail doesn't quite have chemical rage up. He's got it now. It will turn, pop it, but it doesn't matter. The Fury swipes have already tagged him. There's the level 6 hit by Solo, but the chain frost from Fly comes out. Bouncing between them. S4 gets the ult out onto Ramses, but Ramses, he wants the kill. He wants S4. Can he quite find it? The slows are too strong. He's being kited up. Roger pulls the Winter's Curse, but Ramses will go down to the poison of S4. S4 maybe seeing if he can find Roger as well. Roger will have the Arctic Burn flight available in a few seconds. Tries for the TP, but Crit's there with a magic missile. Roger looks towards S4. S4 will hide his way behind the trees as Roger, he'll look to deny substitutions, and again, that's that creep cap on a triple kill. As 3 heroes have died here, different neutrals, same spot. It's been a bit of a wonder place for VP as they've got a fair few self-denies there off the back of that cap.
Right there we're seeing the power though, right, of the Venomancer versus the Ursa. You can close the gap for a second, but as soon as the Gale comes out, as soon as those Venom wards start poking you, it becomes so much more difficult for that hero. There's no one. We'll look to claim this top tower.
He'll get it.
Does get it.
Torment in. Very nicely done. Second highest on the net worth. Pretty much level with his buddy Ramses on the Ursa.
Dire are scanning.
Ace rune down bottom. This could certainly set up for Ramses to find some action. He's got the bowl. We'll see if he finds a chance to utilize it. 1600 gold towards his blink as well.
EG's not trying to make any aggressive plays now. They're just trying to play defensive, make sure that they can get this Alchemist farmed up. It's on, I'll say, the onus is on VP to make those aggressive moves.
See how well they can do it. Because EG themselves, they're actually stepping up the aggression.
Okay, so with Arteezy, they're going to look to make space with these 3 heroes. S4 is going to pressure one lane with the Plague Wards. The rest of them go on a hunting crew to make space for Sumail.
Radiant
They're
structure.
going to be able to find the high ground position around the back of this mid lane. Solo and Ramses, the ones that will be targeted if they do step out of place. They'll look for the connection. So they can find the arrow, they don't get it. Now Ramses, he's going to know what's up. He starts to play even more cautiously. Pasha comes over as well.
But they're giving time. Sumail almost has that relic after being versus one of the hardest counters in the game in that lane matchup.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
S4 with the wards, has eyes onto Roger.
Is under attack.
Space for Sumail, but space also there, of course, for the Pugna. No one now putting some pressure onto that bottom tier 1 tower.
Yeah, I'm glad no one is. I mean, he is a Pugna, so you can't expect it. But just prioritizing going for all those tier 1s. Since you're playing versus Alchemist, you want to get that easy accessibility in the jungle always. And now they do have a very important item for VP as they get the Blink Dagger on the Ursa. So you can look to make those aggressive plays. And with the Haste Rune, he can kind of bypass the problem that he can have versus that Venomancer for the next that happens. More pressure coming up for VP. They know that EG's just trying to farm up this Alchemist.
Yeah, they're really trying to force a reaction out of EG. Is it going to come? Is it going to come? Though that's the question. Sumail 1k gold away from the full Radiance.
Top tower is under attack.
Closing in very, very quickly. It's going to be a good timing on it.
They have a lot of agonies they give out in the late game. We didn't get a touch on it. It won't be for quite a long time, but all of them have.
Pasha, no one looking for the wraparound mid.
They know that this Venomancer's job is just try to stall and defend towers now that he's got higher levels in the Flayborn, so they're trying to get the wraparound. That Shadow is there already though. They want to respond to this.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Dire's top tower has fallen.
If that is the Radiance now finished up for
Radiant
Sumail.
are scanning.
He's got the money. He's on his way over, but this move will be scanned by EG.
They also have the ward. They see Roger coming
They're
in.
preparing on the high ground. Look at the magic missile out Pasha going in for the combo, but the Chain Frost bounces are already out here from Fly. It's doing a lot of damage here to both No One and Solo. They'll turn, they'll get the grip. Ramsey's in onto the high ground. Jones 4 gets the kill. Winter's curse through Roger, holds back the Alchemist. Arteezy jumping in with the Starfall, gets the double kill. He's found Roger on the high ground as well, gets the triple. Arteezy with the wraparound, finding the big kills as he jumps in perfect position there for that Starfall.
Perfect position for EG with the Chain Frost as well. Fly getting, I think, what, 5 or 6 bounces between there. Look at the damage coming in from him. Actually, the most in that fight, even though Arteezy comes in the back from the cleanup.
Ramses does poke a little bit at Arteezy. Arteezy goes for the arrow. Ramses will be able to dodge it. Only just.
Gold and sweet.
But now, the network lead in EG's favor. As we did see VP have a strong start to lane, taking these early towers. But did they have a strong enough start to sort of hold back the power that this Alchemist can bring as the game goes on?
These bounces looked almost max range. Look at this. No one bounces to Solo, no one to Roger again. So 4 bounces coming in. Even though they're kind of grouped up on AG, they lose 2 heroes right away. The curse isn't fantastic, and Arteezy comes in with a great Starstorm in the back.
Those sort of fights really going to just make this game harder for VP, and No One, you can see there he feels it.
Yeah, I mean, this Alchemist just got he was involved inside the fight, just kind of, he didn't really have to do too much. He just kind of sat there, but sapped all that experience. Almost level 13 on Sumail now. As he's pretty much, he's ahead of actually the Ursa. Ramses, for that higher level in Chemical Rage. As well as also going for a Blink Dagger. So Sumail, he's looking to just take fights once he's got the Blink, and he gets that unstable concoction cooldown soon.
They're looking for Roshan, but it's hard. EG know what's up. They put the Wave of Terror in.
They've got a great way to scout inside of there with the Plague Wards as well as that Veno. Also fighting inside the pit. The Chain Frost is very devastating, but VP also has a very good fight around that Rush Pit with the Nether Ward. Roger.
A wyvern.
Sumail certainly an issue now. And they're even bringing him over for the fights with this Radiance. They smoke him up.
It's also a bit more of an issue. It's like normally like an Alchemist, he's scary, right? But you throw Lich Armor on him, it actually makes up a lot of the problems that Alchemist does have early on. It's just the armor department. Makes him so much tankier. He's got the Blink, he's already looking to get aggressive. Ramses
is straight on top of them. The concoction, the swap back, the magic missile. Ramses chain locked down as they get the kill. That Blink Dagger, as you say, certainly catching him by surprise. Didn't expect that jump to come in, especially out of the smoke that EG led in with. As EG find a kill onto the tier 1 tower. Winter's Curse will be thrown down onto S4, but he was still able to get the ult out. Sumail's just going straight in, gets Decrepify. Avalanche combo comes out. Can he get out of this one? Sumail falling pretty low. He can it again. Fly with the bounce of the chain for Sumail. Lives on 10 HP, 8 HP in fact. And EG just cleaned up the entire team. A regen,
and he gets a regen.
Oh, you couldn't have ridden it any better there for EG, that fight.
And we just said, I mean, he jumped in without Chemical Rage. Again, the Chain Frost bouncing between everybody, as well as that Poison Over connecting on a few.
Middle tower has fallen.
EG looking
Sumail.
Oh, incredibly good today.
Yeah, and the thing that saves him there, I think we did see somebody talking about, is the damage from the tree toss doesn't do as much as it was buffed to. I think someone was talking about. I read something about that. But also having that Lich armor for the bonus armor actually allows him to survive.
And what's it, what, 8 HP is it, you say?
Yeah, look, it drops down to 8. And then he's okay.
Ooh.
That armor, look at that.
That's why he keeps himself on strength, Treads Kid. Get that HP and the sadness and the smiles. He's holding back the laugh, though. We saw what happened when he laughed yesterday.
This is true.
The game did slip away pretty quick, so he's got to hold that smile in.
But they are it's 19 minutes, 7k advantage,
With
and
an
7.5 experience in with an Alchemist.
And Sumail he's right up there at the top. 12k net worth. He is farming along quite a treat this game.
Yeah, and you look at VP's draft, and they have this Pugna, they have Tiny, they have Ursa, they have all this mid game that ideally, I think they want to have a lot more towers and a lot more dominance on the map than they did at that point too. But they've been slowed down heavily by EG.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What is the plan for VP? They do well. I imagine they just have to keep playing with the aggressive right. They can't sit back and out farm this. There's just no way. They have to try and force an issue.
It's very difficult for them now versus the Venom wards as well as the Ice Armor. They can't really look to go for those tower pushes or anything either. They kind of have to go for hunting and maybe just play around getting a Roshan so they can play with an Aegis and try to get some momentum swing off of that one. But EG's all positioned around here.
They do have the sentry down, so they see Crit. Crit gets the magic missile out. They've got vision upon him. They pop the dust. They'll look to burst him down. They'll get the kill on Crit. Crit's down, but already Sumail's in. He's in with the chemical rage. Pasha tries to go for the combo, but it's not nearly enough burst to find the kill. From the side, S4 gets the ult out onto the two of them. Ramses goes for the TP out. Will escape. RTZ still alive amongst all of this as they're taking the fight once again. Pasha running himself away from Sumail and flies. They'll chase down this Tiny. The Radiance burn, bringing Pasha down as EG take another successful fight. VP just seem at a loss here. They try to fight. They can't farm, at least at a pace that keeps up with that of EG. They've got to do something miraculous here.
They couldn't put it better myself. They have to pretty much get a ton of kills now off of this Ursa with this Bastion. Just try to look around and get those other heroes besides the Alchemist to try to catch Sumail when he doesn't have the chemical rage after. But I mean, Sumail's got the net worth of 2 heroes right now.
They don't have Bean's Grip available. They've got a Nightmare.
Okay.
He has used all of his leaps, and they'll mean they can set up for the kill there. Ramses and Solo find a big one.
Ramsey 666 gets 666 gold for killing RTZ there.
Beautiful.
On a 6 kill streak as well. Look at that.
They need more of that, more of finding these big pickoffs, punishing sort of Arteezy or Sumail if they do come out alone. Sumail's going to be a lot harder though, because he's been farming a lot safer. He's got a Manta style now as well, so he can sort of farm without putting himself in sort of harm's way.
And he's got that big talent that we see on the Alchemist a lot, that 400 health talent at 15, so tanky. And we see that, 93% for EG.
Roshan's still up. The other team yet to really look to try for the pit.
It's too hard for VP to really set up for it. If anything, they can try to sneak it, but Solo, EG's always wearing a Solo.
Oh, he tries to lead him, and Sumail straight on top of him with the Blink Dagger, and Solo's gone. 11k advantage and only growing here for EG. They had a very solid performance in game 1, but game 2 so far looks to be even more just crisp, and in terms of the timings that they're hitting. The lanes, again, it looked like VP, they were doing everything that they needed to. They had that sort of favorable mid lane matchup. We had no one with the early pressure, moving around, taking tier 1 towers. But it is just the power of this Alchemist. It doesn't matter if you lose that mid lane. You can just head into the jungle, catch up and farm, get yourself involved in one fight, and as soon as you got that Radiance Blink Dagger, you are just such a threat to the enemy team.
Yeah, and if your team's able to pick up bounty runes during all of it too, you're still just getting all that gold during the laning phase as well. And I think Sumail did find a regen rune to keep getting that jungle going quite nicely too. But yeah, VP, they're under the gun here as a 12k lead already.
No one does have the BKB picked up, so we'll be feeling a bit safer in terms of getting in on the fight. Not having to worry about the heavy amount of magical that EG are pretty much relying on. Obviously, they do have sort of the physical output from the Venge and the Alchemist a little bit. And as Arteezy continues to scale up on the Mirana, that will be there as well.
They have to make some miraculous things happen on VP, but they don't I don't see any of them actually having even smokes at the moment, so they can't really look for those smoke setups as Ramses is just trying to pressure down bottom. They're looking to just get the BKB into on the Ursa so they can actually get into the fights a little bit easier. But it's just so hard with what EG has with an Alchemist at this point in the game.
Is under attack.
Bro.
Somehow.
Soul booster already on the way toward that Octarine.
He's just got so much space this game.
Yeah, almost level 18 as well for that level 3 Chemical Rage.
They have managed to kill him the 4 times, but other than that,
it's been quite a while since he's died as well.
Allies.
he's in crit on the hunt. Shadow will be used. They did have to judge on the vision. The pings did come out from Solo. We'll see if he catches out no one nonetheless. There's no one backing up. RTZ's got... Oh, did he see him go into the trees? I don't think he's... Yeah.
They saw RTZ, but they didn't see him.
Ramsey turns up as well. RTZ already backing away.
Bash first hit.
Roger's had to use the window curse on the side. The crit will get the chance to get the magic missile out, but the grip fire and then that magical damage is enough to find it. So towards the mid lane, Roger is getting focused. RTZ has been taken down as S4 will finish off Roger. Samael jumps in, concoction out onto Ramses. Ramses got the rage out in time. They're popping a Fiend's Grip here, but not really a kill that the remaining members of VP can go upon. So Samael will be allowed to walk it off, but still a 2-for-1 trade there for VP as they find those 2 kills, as you say, those sentries placed down in their jungle, allowing them to prepare for that movement from RTZ.
I think that's like their best way to come back in this, is if they can find when EGR split up and they can outnumber them before EG's positioned for it. But they need to have the numbers advantage when they have this much of a deficit. How's Ramsey's BKB doing? All right, getting
very close.
That'll help him at least so that he doesn't get slowed by that obnoxious Lich armor constantly, but the Veno is still going to be a problem. Be able to find Fly down here.
Quick jump, get himself the bash, and indeed no amount of Lich armor is going to save Fly from that damage.
It's up 603 gold from a Lich kill.
It's the one thing about being behind. These kills are certainly going to give a lot.
Ramsey's also surged up to level 18, so same level as Sumail's Alchemist. Good job of finding the pick.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Mid lane solo.
Don't have the
nightmare. No one will poke a little bit. Just at the life drain, it's not going to quite be enough to get Crit, as Crit is able to get himself out of range. No one having to hold back to as the arrow just get blown over by RTZ.
VP's all still just, they're huddled around a lot. They've got some lane pressure going out and down bottom, but they are being very careful to not give up anything to EG, as they know one kill could lead to quick disaster for them versus EG.
Here we go, smoke time from EG. They look to invade.
Got the
jungle. Samael ready with the jump. Can he find himself a target? Jumps in, gets the concoction out in time onto no one. No one has to grab the fight to save him from the physical damage. Till takes the stun. There's the follow-up stun. There will be the cold embrace and the nightmare, keeping no one safe as they've managed to find Fly. They're turning things around here, VP, as they get on top of Crip. Crip will go down. The Winter's Curse as well. Can they get more out of this, VP? They have to back away from these Radiance illusions of the Manta style of Samael, though. As Roger being chased down by the illusion, he's Arctic burning up to the high ground. S4 finds the Gale connection onto Ramses, and Samael with the Radiance burn gets the kill.
Nice talks back there from Pasha. I think Ramses would have probably been okay anyway, but
Dire's top tower is under
like coming out.
So VP able to hit back a little bit, but still EG coming out on top as RTZ, S4 and Samael survive.
Yeah, some pretty good defensive plays coming out from VP, right? The decrep, but then of course that stun, you can throw the concoction again afterwards if you get the full charge up. The Bane sleep as well, saving decently, but as soon as that Venomancer starts approaching the fight, sure, they kill the Lich right away, but Veno is a huge threat, even though, you know, level 15, but it's just what you can actually do versus that Ursa, versus that Tiny. VP is still 10 seconds for Ramses. He wants to try to find S4 here.
Ramses jumps in, but then Samael with the counter play straight away on top of Ramses. Ramses pops the enrage, looks towards Samael, gets the back. Can they get the damage on the Fly? The Chain Frost bouncing around them all. Takes down Pasha, takes down Solo Ramses, gets onto Samael. They do get the bash, they do get the kill. Samael now down for 75 seconds. Buybacks coming out from VP. They know they've got a chance to take this fight from Ramses. He goes down. Arteezy gets the pick of the Winter's Curse, comes out. Roger getting himself away from the Radiant Spurt. Then very low. The avalanche from Pasha. Catches them all. Triple kill for Pasha as VP with the buybacks take the team fight.
Beautiful buyback from Pasha. So needed. The curse as well, catching all three of them for them to get the follow-up combo. They timed it perfectly. They get cursed, then they get the Avatos combo, they get the Decrypt, the blast. So much damage coming through on top of that, right as the curse ends. Sumail just, the Fury Swipe just really started to add up on him. Ramses with that 10-second BKB, able to really stick on top of it.
Look at this, as you say, sort of Ramses able to survive, so this initial jump through with that Enrage, getting those Fury Swipes stacked up. It is a great chain for us. Look at the bounces once again from Fly, getting these two heroes, Pasha and Solo, straight up with the buybacks come into play.
Yeah, and 12 Fury Swipe stacks there at the end there on Sumail. And those buybacks around that shrine, VP able to do what we were mentioning.
And look at, if Roger dies here, these three survive, but he gets that Winter's Curse off, holding these three in place, setting up for Pasha, the easiest avalanche to set up the best triple kill there for him. As VP getting the team wipe, and that, I mean, that's classic VP as well. A lot of other teams in that position, they would not have been able to pull that off, considering how far behind VP were in comparison to EG's lineup.
I mean, from all the love the guys on VP give for Roger, that kind of play right there is why he does get
that does it. Grim on the hunt for Pasha. Pasha up to the high ground. Won't be caught out. So full Lincoln Sphere now picked up by Arteezy. Roger's going to be able to treat himself to a Spirit Vessel after that fight.
That can be very useful versus Sumail. You know, we've seen that versus the Alchemist versus the Chemical Rage. If that Manta style is not up, can definitely prove to be trouble.
They go for the Moonlight. See if this catches VP off guard. VP have got the ultimates back up. The Winter's Curse from Roger ready to pop.
I think they did catch a slight glimpse of it with their ward vision that they have on the left side. Sumail went up there to grab the bounty.
They try and put Roche here. I think VP, they're going to be able to head over in time.
Blanket event awards though already being placed. S4 as well.
Look at this movement. VP getting themselves on the high ground. Get themselves around for the side. Gale from S4 gets thrown out. VP trying for S4.
Roche is already dead.
They've got it. Sumail's got the Aegis. The swap will be down to Solo, so they get the kill, they get the Aegis, and they get a kill onto Solo. VP have to now get out. They couldn't get into the pit in time.
The Yule Scepter.
They found themselves another catch. S4 finding Roger. The Winter's Curse is out, but he won't save him. Oh, Arteezy, did you have to have a DD?
You see what he did too? Arteezy backpacked his items during that curse, but with the DD, it was still enough damage to push over and kill the Venom.
That can't backpack a DD. And nonetheless, EG still take the fight. They've got that Aegis on Sumail. They're pushing down the middle lane. And they'll take that tier 2 tower. So still keeping hold of that lead. 10k advantage still for EG.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, they've got the Lincolns now on no one. They can defend them at least against these annoying, unstable concoctions, the swap, the stun as well from that bench.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And Ramses is committing forward for, not the most usual item, but it's the Deso, so that's really indicating that he's like, I need to just kill somebody in my initial fury, in my initial overpower. Because he needs to just get it done inside that BKB. We've seen the power, what that Veno can really do, that kite ability.
And absolutely, as you say, not necessarily the norm on an Ursa.
We saw it sometimes when people were talking about like the tower push. Oh, we don't have a building hitter. The Ursa has to go for that vision for a second of the Ursa.
Look at this again here.
Look at this. The DD ruin it. We're gonna see them Arteezy right afterwards. He tried. He tried to backpack. He did. I love player cams.
Normally.
The advantage trickled down a little bit, but back up to EG's favor. But that gold, or the experience advantage, really trickled after the that curse from the Winter Wyvern.
See what EG can get with this mode. It's about to wear off. Solo.
They're pushing in the side lanes as well with the Alchemist illusions. They just expired, but they've got some momentum pushing in those, so they're setting up while Arteezy pushes down this tower, and they're get up that ward vision.
Ramses is going up. He's got the Lincolns. Will block the concoction. Sumail still jumping in there with the Shiva's guard. Luna was no one. Ramses goes for the Earthshock. Sumail puts the Manta style. Ramses being slowed up, but he backs himself away up to the high ground. Concoction connects though. The Gale down as well onto Ramses. The Decrepify will be offered as well as the Life Drain to start healing him back up. Another Lincolns to pop and block another concoction.
Just, 4-second cooldown. Sumail had an Arcane Rune plus that Octarine. As soon as it wears off, it is back up to that 6 seconds, but still pretty ridiculous. As RTZ does use this, gets the tower and also pressuring the tier 2.
It's got a full Mjolnir on RTZ. Pasha on the Tiny, completes a BKB.
Throwing that Mjolnir on Sumail on the front lines can definitely prove to be a bit of a problem as well for VP. They do now have also the BKB on Pasha. They do have triple BKB on their cores when they do commit forward to at least negate a bit of that damage coming out from EG. Now EG's just trying to suffocate them here, keep them inside their bases. They they gain this net worth advantage more and more as they now have all 3 of the top net worth as Ramses doesn't get back in there. There's a creep wave.
Sure, EG do have this advantage, but as we've seen, VP is still very capable of taking a team fight, even though they're playing from behind.
Eyes on Roger.
It is the big winter curse. The setup for those avalanches from Pasha.
He's also going for a Maelstrom too. So.
He's ready to sort of settle in for the long haul.
Yep, hold the push as well with that Maelstrom. Just try to keep pushing as long as possible. Ramses. Be careful here. RTZ is setting up to push top, and they are already gunning for him immediately with this Pugna and Tiny on the side of VP. But Pasha will get spotted by the ward on the bottom side.
We'll take that.
Bounty runes, time to collect.
The prize is mine.
All that delicious gold for Sumail, who is, with that Shiva's picked up, he's going for the first Aghanims. I wonder which one. They've got some really good ones. Probably the Venomancer in this game. But even the bench can be incredibly useful, as we've seen so many times. You know, it doesn't matter if you die, you've still got yourself in there to be able to save and swap, and you can even play aggressively with your swaps at that point.
So, it's easy.
He does get spotted.
Quick kill for Ramses and Pasha. Zartz caught out alone.
They were hunting him for a while. But EG still making sure that they can keep these lanes pushed in, and VP, they are struggling a bit to push them out. Pasha as well.
Sumail's in. Crepify, the life drain, keep it so alive. Another concoction though, that damage. As Pasha, he's in with the BKB, goes for the avalanche. The rest of VP heading over. Crit will separate himself away from the team. Sumail comes back in, the blocks the concoction. Ramses in, on top of Crit, takes down a second. EG, they're down 2 members at the moment. The enrage is up for Ramses, but EG, they're still trying to play around with him. S4 throws out the Gale. Sumail, little blink forward to throw out another, but the BKB's out from Ramses. VP, again, still taking these favorable trades, even though they're behind.
Yep, they know that they're like, oh, Cheesy's dead, we have to try to do something when we have a numbers advantage. Great Lincoln's usage there by Noah, saving Roger's life as he commits forward, blocking that concoction. Now S4 has his own Blink Dagger to just jump into the middle of the fights, and we see he does take that Poison Over duration as well, so the damage that's going to be coming through from S4, if he does get given that Aghanims, is going to be...
I imagine he may.
Super high.
Unless they do want to save it for RTZ, give him sort of the benefit and those extra stats that he could certainly benefit from.
Let's see what... I think it's more than likely the Venge or the Venomancer. As RTZ just gets picked up again.
My goodness, Ramses! That's the second time in a couple of minutes catching out RTZ alone.
And this is where VP is going to look to play aggressive. They know there's only 4 of them up right now. S4 has been given the Aghanims.
Sumail jumps forward, finds Ramses, but the BKB instantly out. Sumail back down to the low ground. S4 on the side goes for the Gale onto Roger. They are going to see VP try and chase down S4 a little bit, but the wards are down. They're being kited up to the side. Sumail won't find the connection with the concoction as both teams retreat from one another.
Ramses was, as soon as Ramses is forced to use the BKB, they didn't want to continue to go for that aggressive play when they know RTZ's dead. S4.
He is chasing forward. Roger, but Pasha's there with the combo. S4 gets the ult down and the self-kills on the side. Sumail looking for solo. BKB's popped by Pasha as he tries to finish off S4, but the Lich Armor is too much. S4 keeps himself alive. As S4 will be able to walk it off. That is the ult used.
Roger has to go to base. He might actually tick out here. That was close. He had the poison sting still on him for the moment before he got the TP off.
Full Abyssal Blade on Ramses. Arteezy just has to be so careful coming out on the map.
This is the key. He's kept up very well in the farm. Level 24. He's actually ahead of Sumail in experience because of getting those pickoffs on Arteezy.
Bottom lane, Ramses. Waiting to see if EG reveal themselves on this lane. Starting to wrap around. Oh, in they go though. Sumail goes straight in with a concoction. They put the gear down as well. Ramses pops the enrage. Sumail with the man to start them. Ramses just goes to TB out with the swap there from Crit. Dragging Ramses back into business with all. Ramses turns towards Arteezy. Arteezy leaps across the trees and now back in. Onto Ramses. Ramses comes in, looks for the bash and he gets it. Can he kill off Arteezy in time? He can't. Ramses will go down.
And
They've lost Roger on the sidelines as well.
And that's... There's no buyback on this Ursa. He's there for 90.
He went all in on that Abyssal Blade purchase. He is out of money. As VP, they'll have to sit for 80 seconds. No Ursa. EG pushing in on the bottom lane.
And that's the fear, right? That's what we're mentioning. The Venomancer versus the Ursa. He got the BKB off, got the enrage off, but the Gale had already connected on him. He's kind of stuck in that situation.
It's a tier 3 tower and looking to be more. EG onto the barracks, on the side S4 with the Gale onto Pasha, kiting him back, keeping the space there on this bottom lane for Sumail to go ham, pushing in, taking the melee racks, getting the range racks as well. Nothing that VP can do to stop them as EG. They'll get one set, they're moving towards the mid. See if they want to try and push the issue and go for more. They know at this point, this Ursa is not buying back, he cannot.
The portrait... So 40-minute mark. Yeah, 40-minute mark hits. They've got an Alchemist on their team. They want to go collect those bounties, collect these double runes as well. They could still be looking for that Roshan too, which is the Aegis cheese, as they've kept VP to base for a bit now.
VP is there anyway. They can get to this pit with the Winter's Curse in time.
It's dying a bit too fast.
Yeah, I don't think they can. It's already less than half. Arteezy somehow finishing off quickly. Maybe if Roger gets in now. He's trying to head over. Can he do it quick enough? But no, he can't. They'll grab the Aegis. Sumail now looking to go in onto Roger. Roger tries for the Winter's Curse, but Sumail already gets the kill. Roger down for 50 seconds. The buyback out from Crit as EG wants to keep the aggression high. They're on top of another. They've found Pasha. They've found the Tiny. The right clicks. The attack speed from Arteezy shoots him down. So they do have buyback. They may need to use it. Pasha out for 80 seconds.
So much gold that EG's gotten in the last few moments, though. Another Aghanims is going to be coming out on the courier. We see Arteezy has pretty much finished the MKB. S4 also Octarine, just getting that bottom set of racks has catapulted them forward even more in this game. VP really on the back foot here.
They won't quite have the Winter's Curse back when Roger's in. They've still got time to wait. Someone's Lincolns will block the concoction. The tier 3 mid though, taken down by Arteezy. The racks once again exposed. S4 jumps in, looks for the ultimate, only gets it onto Ramses by the looks of it. The Lincolns from Arteezy blocking the Nightmare from Solo.
S4 playing very confident as he should be with this Venomancer when he has a cheese. Just with the Yule Scepter, with the Blink Dagger too. Play aggressively in the front lines, get those play boards down so they can get the vision.
There's the axe, and whose way does it go? Go to Arteezy.
I think I like it on Crit maybe. But we'll see. He looks like he's moving forward. Fly!
Oh! Alright, let him have the chain frost upgrade.
He's had some very good ones, right?
I mean, now Arteezy's died a few times too many, you know.
That's true.
Fly's been hitting some fantastic chain frosts. Mid lane. Crit. It's jumped on here by Ramses and Pasha. Sumail tries with the concoction.
Again, the Lincoln's block no one. Very quick on his fingers with those.
With the man down. See if EG want to really try and force it. They're playing 4v5 for 50 seconds now. They may be ahead, but these sort of little pickoffs that VP find do sort of buy them this time to really get Ramses, Pasha, and No One back in the place that they need to be. S4 still with a lot of unspelled unspent gold. 6k that he's holding on to. Well, Arteezy now taking the multi-shot.
Wow, Arteezy actually hit level 25 before Sumail did this game. That's pretty surprising. Because he spent a little bit of time dead. He's at 7 deaths compared to Sumail's only 5.
Dire's top shrine.
EG, they continue applying pressure on all the lanes. VP trying to push them out a bit here so they don't have to worry about simultaneous pressure.
The blink on Roger, so we can look for that Dream Winter's Curse.
No one has 6,000 more. He's had the Hex queued up for quite a long time.
He needs to spend it. He needs to spend it before they go for the push.
He's sending the courier to the super chop right now.
He's got to get it back.
That's 4. Curse.
Can they really do anything with this though? It doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it, so that is going to be a decent amount of time. 70 seconds without the curse. Solo! Actually going to tank the arrow there from Arteezy. Solo's just going to be straight up dead. Surely the cold embrace is there. The Decrepify. Can they keep Solo alive? The life drain. Is it enough? The Linker's blocking the concoction. No, the damage is still there from Sumail. Solo down for 50. EG back to the base, jump forward from S4, he's got the Gale, onto Roger, buyback from Solo, cold embrace is out, keeping Roger safe. EG back out of the base as S4 slides his way back down to the low ground.
They're playing it very careful, even with this enormous advantage that they have.
And no one goes for the Aghanims, he's got it done.
Yeah, he switched the item build up, feeling like he just needs, they're just lacking damage actually in these instances, not control. They need to be able to be able to use this life drain constantly to actually dish out onto EG.
And BP hold. Still 20 seconds until the Winter's Curse is back. Sumail goes in towards no one. Against all these Nightmares, Decrepifies, and Cold Embraces, they've got lots of ways, VP, to sort of save whoever gets gone on at the start. Make it that little harder for EG to sort of latch onto that opening kill that can help them siege the high ground.
Ramsey is trying to get them as much gold as possible while the rest of them are holding, running around, collecting bounties, farming some creeps. He does have buyback available now too, so that's why he was going around collecting those. He wants to be able to commit twice forward as this Ursa, as they're feeling quite desperate now.
That's another tier 3 got there. And he's in. Ramses on top of Fly, getting tossed up, tossed down. That's going to be Fly gone, Pasha pops the BKB.
Aegis gets reclaimed. The arrow connects on Ramses.
They found Ramses. He's going to be defensively Nightmares. Sumail's going to jump forward, look for the concoction onto Ramses. Yon as well, Brett on the side. Roger getting focused, the cold embrace there. The swap back on Solo. Solo's down. They've lost both the support. 3P Sumail. He's in onto Ramses. Ramses fights back straight away. No with the BKB, but he's getting nailed by the illusion. No one's out. He'll buy back as well. There's no Solo, there's no Roger. BP with only the 3 cores alive to hold against the 5-man of EG. It's EG. Light shadowing, taking down this top rack. Sumail jumping in on the mid. Ramsey's trying to deal with these Manta-style illusions of the Alchemist. The fortification comes through.
The base is dying.
But EG are finding the base. They're finding no one. They're on top of it. GG. Evil geniuses will knock Virtus Pro out of the competition and move one step forward in the bracket towards that Aegis of Champions.